This is Mark with All American Health. We're doing a quick video on reimbursement rates with brokers. The last that I checked, wheelchair reimbursement rates with brokers are actually going down. In one of my previous videos, I said that reimbursement rates for wheelchair trips were right around $25. I just watched the video yesterday where someone pointed out to me that you guys are receiving about $17 for reimbursement for wheelchair trips, which is, and that's just extremely low. That's a sedan rate. If you're receiving $17, $20, $25 for a wheelchair trip up to 6 miles, you really need to get out of this industry. The lowest amount that you should be receiving when you're discussing wheelchair transportation, non-emergency medical transportation services, at a minimum, if you're talking about a wheelchair trip, the least amount that you should be receiving is $25 for a load fee. If you're receiving less than that, you need to find a different line of work. And if you say to yourself, this is a business that you definitely want to do and you can grow, you should definitely give me a call. I actually posted a video, a 5-minute skit, and I'll show a couple other excerpts of a live trip, a live consult call that I did. A lot of the information that I put into my videos, which are usually 7 to 10 minute videos, they're strictly about building B2B and B2C relationships. We rarely, if ever, discuss on my channel Medicaid brokers. And those are the ones that are really taking advantage of you guys when it comes to the non-emergency medical transportation industry. What you want to really focus on is growing your online sales process, building a quality funnel that brings clients into your business, not pushing them away. And it's really easy to do once you understand what direction you really want to put your business on. It's really about informing people, educating people about the service that you provide. It's really about making sure that your community, you're creating relationships and building relationships inside of your community to provide non-emergency medical transportation services. It's about circling a certain section, a certain area, and focusing your services in that area, and then growing outside of that area as you build your relationships inside of a very small and concentrated zone. If you're finding yourself driving all over the county, all over the city, transporting clients for less than $25 a load plus mileage, you're in deep trouble. You're a vulnerable business. I'm right by the hospital, mind you. And no, I'm not going to redo this video. So the way you go about doing that is really creating a sales funnel for your NEMT business. A lot of guys that I talk with, a lot of calls that I do with my consulting services, I'm finding that a lot of you guys are really have built the foundation of your business on Medicaid brokers or Medicaid billing in general. And what you're running into is you have plenty of clients, but your rates of reimbursement are going down, especially over the last 6 to 8 months since gas prices have been shooting up. You're really starting to feel the crunch around your company. One of your problems with feeling that crunch around your company is it's not just with gas prices, it's with your repairs as well. And repairs, they're tough because they're having to roll that expense over to the consumer. So unless you know how to fix your own vehicle, repair your own vehicle, you're running into a really tough time right now. The way to work through this situation is to build better relationships with the companies and facilities that can afford and that can bear the rates that you're charging. It's not about saying, well, I'm going to do more trips. It's actually the exact opposite of what you should do. How you doing? What you should do is put yourself in front of people that can afford a rate that allows you to still profit off of this industry. If the money's not in providing Medicaid transportation or broker contracted transportation, then you have to find other avenues, and they're out there. The B2C community right now, especially during the summer, everyone's going to the doctor. Everyone's catching up on missed appointments. And in Florida, here we are in another year where what happened in 2020 is starting to happen again. It's starting to build. And so you have to make a decision. And that decision has to be either A, go where the market is taking me, or batten down the hatches and hopefully survive whatever this economy has in store for you. The rest of 2022 is going to be expensive. The only way to work through that is to build your B2B and your B2C relationships. It's getting out there, building relationships with rehab facilities that want and are okay with the rates of reimbursement, building relationships with hospitals, building relationships with nursing facilities, building relationships with the general population. A lot of your B2C clients, they're going to go multiple appointments. Once they're comfortable with the services you provide, they're not going to want to go with another company. They're going to only want to go with you. And they're probably going to want to go exactly with the provider that provided that transportation service. So use that to your advantage. For every one B2C client, every one B2C client should replace 3 Medicaid broker clients at a minimum. You know, and depending on what type of service you're providing, if it's stretcher, the rate of reimbursement is a lot higher. There's a competitor for them to provide COVID positive transportation. They charge $375 load for a stretcher trip right here in my city. If you have that situation to get into their vehicle, they're going to minimum charge you $375. That's a pretty awesome rate, and a lot of you should be wanting to get that rate. So, okay, here we are past minute 5, and it's time to, give you guys a little nugget. Let me take another swig real quick. So what nugget do I have for you on this beautiful Saturday? Instagram and Facebook are connected. So if you're advertising on Instagram, it's going to jump to Facebook as well. Start posting on Instagram information about your company, taking a few pictures. And that's, automatically going to connect to Facebook because, of course, Facebook bought it. So whatever's going on your Instagram page, you can literally link it to your Facebook page. Now one ad turns into 2. Now access to, one following on Instagram rolls over to a second group of followers on Facebook, and no one told you to run an ad, a paid ad. That's just strict organic traffic. So whoever you're following on Instagram, follow them on your Facebook page. Anytime people like your page, you got to remember, whatever's on your business page rolls over to your personal page. So if you post, you can connect all 3. So even if you have a small following, say you're antisocial like me, you don't really want to follow a bunch of people. Whatever that network is, rolls over to an additional network, because those 2 are connected. It's the same thing with YouTube and Google. They're connected. So whatever you run on one is going to roll over to the next one. The other thing that you want to understand and remember is, and we'll talk about this a little more in detail in the future, because it's really just coming out, is blockchain technology and blockchain advertising, decentralized advertising. A lot of you guys are running ads, and your ads is actually wasting a lot of money. Your ad spend is being wasted on wasted views. With a blockchain platform, they're strictly focused on the individuals that are interested in receiving the services that they're looking for. It's more of an intent model, intent based. That's why when I train people in consultations, and it'll be the same in my ebook, it'll also be the same with my course. Initially, I tell you to do only organic traffic. The reason I tell you to only do organic traffic is because you can end up wasting a lot of money reaching out to people that are not focused on your service. Your service is very focused. It's very focused, similar to that 5-mile radius I talk about. The service that you're providing, everyone doesn't need it, nor is everyone interested in it. You can't talk to an 18-year-old gamer about NEMT transportation. You want to talk to a certain demographic. And inside of that demographic is where you really want to push your ads and your outreach. And again, it's certain places that you want to focus on. If you're interested in that and finding exactly who you're supposed to talk about, reach out and contact me. Happy to set up a 1-hour consultation, or communicate to you how to really get that done. I know this is somewhat of a long video. You guys, I like to stay between 7 and 10 minutes, but we did have an ambulance run by. But that ambulance is probably making, $600-700 just off of whoever they're providing services to, just to show up. If you're not making money just to show up on your trips, you're getting ripped off, because that broker, he's getting money, or she's getting money for you showing up. Man, that smells good. So just keep that in mind. Again, it's about how much you're making. It's not about how much you're doing. One thing my mother used to always say, she used to say, work smart, not hard. And that's something that you guys really want to remember and focus on. Focus your attention on bringing attention to your company, and not only focus on bringing attention to your company, but focus your attention, that the type of attention that you're looking for is actually individuals that want to purchase your services, not just general information. Hey, Bobby runs a wheelchair company. You really want to niche down and focus specifically on the individuals that want to receive your services. And hopefully this has been helpful. You guys take care. Smart with All American Health. If you need my help, feel free to reach out.